Straley. How are you today?
I'm great, Rebecca. How are you?
Good, good. I just wanted to talk for a minute about designations and certifications because I know that you're a great proponent of staying on top of being the best for your clients.
Absolutely.
And so you recently took the pricing strategy advisor course.
I did. It was great.
And we talked a lot about appraisers and having that go seamlessly from the listing, working inclusively with your client, and then working with the appraiser. How'd that go lately?
So that was great. And actually, the PSA class that I took was amazing, only because I think what happens with real estate agents is we sort of need that confidence to kind of move forward with certain situations. And I think when it comes to appraisals, we get a little nervous about what we can say, what we can't say, what the appraisers want to hear, and sort of crossing any lines. And I think what happened at the PSA class is that I learned that the appraisers welcome the information, and you can have that conversation with them because they're not necessarily looking at the market in the same way we are. We're working with buyers day in and day out. And so any information that we can provide to them is actually really quite helpful for them.
Right, because they're not on the road with the buyers all the time.
Nope. And we know what the buyers want. The buyers want the white, the light, the bright, certain spaces, especially now that we're in this COVID situation where people want their own space and they want a door they can shut, and the den has become somebody's office. So I think that that's a sort of a key point to make when you're talking to the appraisers.
Right. Because features always change in popularity, and you're on the ground, so you know. So when you met, preparing for the appraisal, how did that go?
That was great. So I felt like when we did the National Association of Realtors class for PSA, I felt like I didn't realize that putting a package together was even an option for the appraiser. And this time around, I put a package together. I had a map, I had listings, I had the MLS, and I had everything kind of ready to go so that if he said, oh, well, what kind of comps did you look at? Or if we had that conversation, I could at least say, here, these are the comps I had. Here's the map. Because if you look at the appraisals, which that was the other thing I learned from class, is that you can ask your buyers for the appraisals and they're happy to provide them. And so that way you can kind of see what the appraisers have to write down, what they're looking at, the language that they use, the data that they look at.
The gold nuggets. Don't you feel like you've uncovered gold?
Totally. So now I've collected a few since our class. And I felt like it was great because it helped me prepare for the appraisers, because they have the map and they have the pin drops. And so I had that ready to go for my appraiser. Now, my appraiser the other day did not want my comps, as though he was all set, which was fine, but I still wouldn't let him go without dropping a few of the addresses that I used, because that was really important. If he wasn't going to take my package, which was fine, but it felt to me like I was prepared and I could throw out.
You did everything possible to represent your seller then, and that's where that ease comes from, is that you were totally prepared. You were on spot, met with him, exchanged information, and then you met with your seller after that?
Yep. So my seller actually was in his car. He was taking a call in his car. So he was outside with the appraiser and I, sort of. He kind of overheard that I was unable to necessarily hand him the package that I had put together. But it was okay, because he said, oh, well, what if it doesn't come back? And now I'm a little worried. And I said, nope, we've already discussed this. When we looked at the 5 offers that we received, we said, okay, if we go with this offer, there's a chance that, it could maybe not appraise. And we had that conversation that if it didn't appraise, we could go back to the buyer and we could say, will you come to the table with cash? But here's the thing, we had 4 other offers that we could go back to with different financing. And so being able to have that conversation and have the confidence to say that, don't worry, we'll have a plan.
Right. So you're preparing in advance with the seller.
And preparing the seller and giving him the expectations so that he can say, okay, She knows what she's doing. We have a plan. I feel in control. And giving that control to the seller was really essential. And I think that from the PSA class, I do feel like it gave me the confidence to say, hey, listen, we have a lot of different avenues here. Don't stress. Let's just
Right.
move ahead. And lucky for us, it came back literally that day at the offer price.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
So
So
it
you
worked out.
did your job. You assured the seller and actually gave the seller the same confidence that you have
Yep.
because of the information that you were able to share.
Yep.
And the
Absolutely.
appraiser, you know what? He's going to remember you in the future as the one that showed up, and he didn't need help that day. He knew, and probably recognized the streets, knew what you were talking about. So after it closes, it might be kind of fun to give him a call and just ask a simple question about his business, or something that maybe even boost his ego a little bit, not
Oh,
about
yeah.
that specific property, but just about appraising in general that
In
you have an
general.
interest in. Because
Yeah.
building those appraisal friends goes a long way for your clients.
Absolutely.
They never
Absolutely.
do anything they can't do, but it's nice to know that they'll do everything they can do.
Yep.
They work
Absolutely.
really hard.
Yeah.
So
No, it was
that's
great.
pretty cool. You had 4 or 5 contracts.
Yeah. 5. Yep.
Good job,
Yeah.
lady. So
Yeah.
where are you working? What area? How can people get a hold of you?
Yep. So I'm actually the greater Boston area. So I do Metro West down the South Shore. So within the 495 belt. And anybody can text me or look me up at carlygrahamhomes.com. And my phone number is 617-281-6881. And you can text me anytime.
Okay, and so that goes for customers, clients, and also
Yep.
other realtors that may be having someone move to your area.
Absolutely.
Referrals, you always like to send out checks on those
Love
referrals.
them. Yep. Love them.
Right?
Happy
Okay,
to do business together.
thank you very much. I
Thank
love getting to know you, and thank you very much. You're my
thank
lady in Boston.
I love it. Thanks, Rebecca.
Okay, have a good day.
You too.